check. Drum call, drum call. Drum call. All Africans come this way. Is you black? Come on over here. We doing a black thing over here. Oh. Whenever you hear the drums, that means stop what you're doing, pay attention, and come see what's going on in your village. We know it's a lot of stuff going on in the black community. They've been murdering us ever since they came to Africa. They ain't never stopped. It's a different way they doing it now. So this drum call is to wake you up and to get your focus down here. To get your focus down here. Get a drum or something, y'all. Y'all can do better than that. Y'all can do better than that. Y'all go to a damn concert, you hooping and hollering all over the place. Go to a concert, you jumping all up. You know, that's Africa calling you. That's your ancestors calling you. Yep, your ancestors. Y'all know a few of them, Malcolm and all, but I'm talking about your family too. Your grandmama, your great-grandmama, your aunts and uncles, anybody who's deceased, sisters, brothers, aunts, and uncles. If we're here to celebrate the movement to free African people, I would say we would want everybody here. Yay, Bo? Wait, come on. Y'all don't want nobody here. I got a mic, so I'm louder than y'all, right? Y'all would want everybody here, am I right? We're going to try that one more time because y'all got your mouths a little bit bigger than that. And all that crew up in the back, I know y'all cool up there and all that. And the elders is up there. Y'all can holler out too. Thank you. See, now that's an elder. Y'all strong years, so you youngins. Come on, let's get with it. So I said that if we are here to celebrate our movement, if we are here to celebrate our victories in this movement, if we are here to celebrate the need for continual work, then everybody in our family, everybody in our community should be here. Yay, Bo? Yay, Bo! That's a little bit better. So with the drum call again, it brings everybody here. Brother, what's your name? Amir. That's Brother Amir. That means Prince. That's my son's name. Give Brother Amir a hand. So I've been nominated long distance. My name is Dr. Kokai Patterson. I'm from Washington, D.C., the Chocolate City. We got a Marshmallow Center now. So it's a real Oreo cookie. But I'm still proud of the Chocolate City. I still call it that because I'm there. That's chocolate enough for me. So I've been nominated, and it's definitely an honor and a blessing to do a libation. You know, when I was 13 years old, we didn't do libation like this. We did it with Donald Duck and Wild Irish Rolls and wine and was it Mad Dog 20 and y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all young don't know nothing about that. It's a whole nother wine. But we poured libation. I didn't know we were doing an African thing. I was like, man, don't be wasting that. Let me get that. You know, I didn't realize that when we said, man, pour it out for the brothers who ain't here, that we was pouring libation. We thought we were just pouring it out for the brothers who ain't here. But that is called a libation. So in pouring libation, we're asking for those ancestors. First, we're asking for blessings. We're asking for the Creator to open our way. Then we're asking for our ancestors to join us. We want our ancestors down here with us celebrating this process. We do that with the drum call, and we do that through an acknowledgement of libation. Any young people here? Who's the youngest person out here? Who's the youngest person out here? One of them? Yeah. Bring on up here. I ain't gonna ask for the oldest cat because he got a roll up there. He got a roll down here. So I want to bring the youngest in because it's important, as you all know, for this beautiful young sister. What's your name? This Nay, y'all. Give Nay a hand. So Nay, that's my mama named Nay too, bro. Hey, I know Nay, you know. So Nay is going to help us with this process. So I'm going to ask her to hold this cup for me. All right? Is that all right with y'all, family? You're going to hold that for me, and I'm going to pour water in here, but you're not going to let it waste out, okay? Yeah. All right. Give Nay a hand. Another hand. We're going to work this piece now. We're going to bring some ancestors down. We're getting ready to bring them down. Okay. So, Pop, what's your name? Abu Jamal. This is brother Abu Jamal. That's the daddy. Give him a hand. Mama over there. Here she come. You know, Mama got to bust up in here. Come on, Mama. You won't get the pictures and the recording and all that. This history right here. Nene getting down right here. Okay. So, I'm not an African priest, but my deity is Shango, Oshun, and Oya. So I didn't go through that priesthood process, but definitely divination. So my deity is Shango. And those people who don't know Shango is the warrior. You know, Shango is the warrior. Oshun represents love. Okay? And Oya, quick change. We need a lot of Oya around here. Okay? So, we're going to tap this cup 3 good times. 1, 2, 3. Pointing in all 4 directions. Pointing all 4 directions. I know most folks here have done libation, but we want to make sure. So as we pour this water in the cup, we're going to ask everybody to call out your ancestors' names, okay? Don't be shy. Call them out, okay, when we ask for them, okay? And we're going to pour water in, and every time we pour the water, you say, Ashe, you know, yay, I, you know, whatever, okay, to acknowledge where we're going with this process. Yay, Bo? Yay, Bo? So, Mother, Father, God, we ask for your blessings today. We ask that you come down and give us your protection, give us your guidance. We ask that you forgive us. We ask that you bring to us everything that we need in order to bring about victory in our struggle. We want to acknowledge all of those who've gone before us, all of our ancestors. I'll call out a few of mine first, and then you can call yours out. Okay? I'll call a few of mine out. Naomi Lyon, Ashe, and call your names out. Call them. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Can't hear you. Come on. Y'all want them here? Call them. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Call them. Ashe, 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 Ashe. Still hear him. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Kwesi Bolagoon. Untahai Sundi Al-Shabaab. Ashe, Ashe, blood. Majid Ali. Ashe. Anybody else? Queen Mama Moore. Hey, yay. Wow. Anybody else? All right. Say it again, Mama. Nahanda over there. She was over there in Cuba with Asada. Bless her. Ashe. 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 El Haj Malik Shabazi said. Ashe. And for all of those names not called, let everyone say Ashe, Ashe, oh. All right. Give Jay a hand. Now we're going to walk. We're going to pour that. The blessing for her, again, is that she's holding all of y'all's ancestors in this cup. She got my mom and everybody up in there. Okay? We got Malcolm, everybody. They're all floating up in there doing their thing. So what me and her are going to do, we're going to walk over and find us a nice little tree. And we're going to have her bless that tree. Okay? And we know the blessings that's coming her way. All right? That she already got coming. All right? Because I already know what my gig is. I ain't blind. All right? I'm a doctor. Okay? So let's give Nay a hand and Baba here. All right. And I turn the mic over to who, Valerie? I turn it over to my brother.
Give it up for Dr. Kokai in the building. Is everybody all right? Is everybody all right? Come on now, we got some competition over here. Y'all supposed to be freedom fighters. Y'all supposed to be liberators. That means we got to turn up here today. Is that all right? All right? It's political education time. So we have a whole lot of people around us, and that's the class. Jump out in the crowd. Anyway, we're going to turn up today because of the fact that we're here for our political prisoners. Right? I can't hear y'all. They can't. If if they got to get free with this voice, they, nobody getting out. Is everybody all right? Okay, when I say what's the call, I want everybody to say free them all. And when I say cool with that, ready for revolution. Sounds like it's a lot of damn terms right here. Sound like y'all wait. What's the call? What's the call? Today, a whole lot of y'all travel from different states, and we're happy to have you in our company today. The purpose of this joint, folks, about our political prisoners, Kamau Sadiki and Dr. Mutulu Shakur. Y'all cool with that? Now, for those of you, if this is your first time coming to this park right here, you're in the west end of Atlanta. Across the street is our masjid. It's a masjid, a community started by Imam Jamil Al-Amin, formerly H. Rap Brown. Y'all up on him?
It's entitled H. Rap Brown. Again, we all know who it is. Because of the time, I don't want to take up too much more of the time. So, we ready for the music. Um, as Brother Kalonji was stating, this is the historic West End area. This park right here is the Malcolm X Park. For over 25 years, they've been celebrating his life and his work and his legacy. If you look over there by the tennis court, there are two nice and one of H. Brown, or should we say El Haj, Malik El Sabaj, and Imam Jamil Al-Amin, because they made that transformation. But we ready? Started. H. Brown. Turn it up a little bit, please. Yes. Listen.
Cool cat, black shades, afro crown. Calm and collected, speaking that profound. Vanguard, front line, and one back down. Poised and poetic, H. Brown.
Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, known as SIC, formulated in the 60s, the height of civil rights rough in the city streets. No justice, fighting for the liberty. Arrested for riots, but not before you heard the cry. Silence is American as cherry pie. As justice before the Panther Partnership in the broadness, organizing against racial attacks, armed self-defense for a nation of blacks. For presidents, he sat, enforced token gas, organized register voting acts. The young and passionate, often will become activists, killed by guns. Savages. Cool cat, black shade. Afro cut front line and walk back down. Poor that poetic, H. Brown. Cool cat, black shades, Afro crown. Calm and collected, speaking that profound. Vanguard front line and walk back down. Poor that poetic, listen. Taunted and wanted by the FBI. Brown shot by a deputy and left to die. No answer needed, no question why. Just to survive, I guess it was best he hide. OT, lay low, obviously. Regroup and retroop, possibly. A year later, shootout with NYPD. Arrested, convicted, attempted robbery. Upstate in Attica for 5 years. I guess time helped get his mind clear. Reset the revolutionary pioneer. Came home strong with refined ideas. Converted to Islam, on his knee. H. Brown, not Imam Jamil Al-Amin. Moved to Atlanta, new on the scene. Opened the grocery store, got this community clean. Cool cat, Afro crown. Calm and collected, speaking that profound. Vanguard front line, we're back down. Poor that poetic, H. Brown. Cool cat, black shades, Afro crown. Calm and collected, speaking that profound. Vanguard front line and walk back down.
Poor that poetic, H. Brown.
A decade later, the year is 2K, serving a warrant for failure to appear to his case. Supposedly, deputies were leaving the place. He was headed home, they meet him face to face. 2 cops shot, one was dead. From the hospital bed, he mumbled and said, Jamil Al-Amin, the gunman alleged. Captured in Alabama on the run, he fled. Still in possession of a murder weapon. Body armor dressing for further protection. The bodyguard alibi words and questions. Charged and convicted, no heard confession. Sentenced life, no parole. 22 years. 22 years he locked tight in a hole, and they hope that the fire turning cold, but he
Cool cat, black shades,
Afro crown, calm and collected, speaking that profound. Vanguard front line and walk back down. Pours that poetic, H. Brown. Cool cat, black shades, Afro crown. Calm and collected, speaking that profound. Vanguard front line and walk back down. Pours the poetic, H. Brown.
Okay, thank you. Once again, the brother has been locked down for 22 years. Freedom man. There was no evidence. The shooter confessed, but because of who he is and because of what he was doing, once again, he got this very community we're in right now clean. You understand what I'm saying? So because of him, we are able, not just us, but everybody around us is able to enjoy this park. And we know how the violence is all across America, across the world. But once again, Free them all. Free Imam Jamil Al-Amin. Free Kamau Sadiki. Free Dr. Mutulu Shakur. Back to the brother Kalonji. Mike Chambers, give thanks.
Now give it up for Mike Chambers one more time. What's the call? What's the call? Yeah, it was brought to my attention. I didn't say who I was. My name is Kalonji Changa. That's it. Represent BCM Black Power Media. Riot started TV. We're broadcasting live right now. Say what's up to Black Power Media, good people. Also represent FTP Movement. That's my main organization. You know, we organize this first. We use everything else as tools to get to where we need to get to, right? The first speaker for tonight is a representative of the International Committee to Imam Jamil Action Committee. I'm messing up. The name's been changed a couple times. She's representing She's representing Imam Jamil Al-Amin. I want y'all to give it up for our comrade and sister, Shafia and Balia. Yeah.
Thank you, Kalonji. I want to also take this moment to thank Sister Nene. Sister Nene did us justice. Sister Nene brought us together in a way that Imam Jamil always brought us together. You know, these are times where we need to be thinking about the things that bring us together, commonalities. To concentrate more on what our enemies are forcing us together, what our enemies are doing, and how we got more in common with each other, whether we Muslim or whether we not, whether we light skinned or whether we dark skinned, whether we in the city or whether we a young blood, whether we an old head, whether we in an organization or we ain't in an organization. They don't care. If you are walking down the street, they'll snatch you whether you Muslim, they'll snatch you whether you're not Muslim. It don't matter. It is time that we deal with those things and begin to unify us. Organizations such as Imam Jamil Action Network, the Spirit of Mandela, National Black Liberation Movement Unity Initiative, or in other organizations, a number of them are working to find the commonality. This isn't a tradition of Imam Jamil. Imam Jamil was a unifier. He built unity amongst and within the Muslim community, between the indigenous Muslims and the immigrant Muslims, between the various indigenous Muslim organizations, between the Black community and folks who are of other liberation movements, because there's a common injustice that we are all facing. Brothers and sisters, if January 6th didn't tell you something, your eyes are blind. It's not a question about whether or not they come in, it's when. It's not a question about whether or not they organize and they organize. This is a time about building organizations and structures that equip us to raise and fight for and stand with our demands as a community and communities, and put aside for future discussion about those things that we do disagree. Because we don't agree with everything. Two human beings ain't going to agree 100%. Now is not the time. And it is in that spirit that Imam Jamil Action Network and the Committee to Free Kamau Sadiki and the Committee to Free Mutulu Shakur and all the other organizations are meeting together this weekend to build unity, to show leadership. That is what Imam Jamil always stood for. It's that leadership that cleaned up this neighborhood, that allowed us to have all these elements of the community, the family reunions, the Muslim community, to hear the Adhan call, to hear libation. We couldn't have done that. Sister Hanifa, niece of brother, our dear departed brother Harun Russell Schultz, freedom fighter, was telling us about how when she was growing up, they used to dump bodies at the corner right there. And the other brother, where's my brother who wanted to perform? He talked about how he and his somebody called his mother a name that you don't be calling nobody. And they was thumping and they was going at it. And Imam Jamil walked up and said, hold up, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? And he drew a circle and said, if you fall out the circle, you lose. And he made a way for them to resolve their difference and move on. That's the kind of work that Imam Jamil did. Imam Jamil brought together the street organizations. People don't know that. It's not just this neighborhood, but nationally. He brought the Bloods and the Crips and the Latin Kings together, the Peace Summit. And you know who it was that tore it apart? The same ones that snatched you at the corner. The same ones that tore apart the summit, the peace that has been built between the street organizations is the same ones that tear us apart and shoot us down in the streets. They're the same ones that report to the Department of Justice with what they call black identity extremists, the young bloods who stood up in George Floyd and have cases now. And so in the spirit of Imam Jamil, we are continuing to work because that's what Imam Jamil said. He said, it's my name to raise the level of worship. And for us as Muslims, we are commanded to stand for justice. We are commanded to stand for justice. And if we cannot stand for justice, then we have to speak out against injustice. We are commanded to speak against injustice. And if we can't speak against injustice, then we're supposed to hate it in our hearts. And what Imam Jamil used to say, and why you want to be known for having the weakest stance against injustice. So brothers and sisters, I'm not going to stay here long. I'm just opening up for the speakers who are much better than me, but to say that it is time that we build organizations, that we look at the issues that we address every day, and we figure out what are the things that are common among us. And we figure out those things that maybe we don't in what some of the young people call the parking lot. We agree to disagree on those things that are not principal disagreements. And then we work out a method to work out that disagreement. That goes within families, that goes within clans, that goes within organizations. We find ways to build because brothers and sisters, the other thing that Imam Jamil has always been about is about us determining our own destiny, self-determination. He has always stood for that. And so we stand for those principles as well. And it is time that our community, the Muslim community within and around and extended past the black community, it is time that we take our future in our hands. That's what Imam Jamil said. Take it to the next level. Build the organization. Support the organizations that are working. We got to rebuild the peace between the street organizations. We got to build the bridges between the political organizations. We got to build the bridges between the religious communities. We got to build the bridges in the community because they come in, brothers and sisters, and ain't nobody going to free us but ourselves. Brother Jalil Muntakim said, "What we are our own liberators." And with that note, I want to thank you. Pass it on to Brother Kalonji. What's the call? What's the call? Free Mutulu Shakur. Free Kamau Sadiki. Free Imam Jamil. Free them all. Thank you.
Give it up again for our sister Shafia. What's the call? What's the call? Y'all got it now, boy. Y'all making me proud of y'all, boy. I was confused at first. It's good now. I want to dedicate this joint right here today to Thomas Blood McCreary, a freedom fighter from the BLA. I also want to dedicate this to OG Shaka Thinning from the Black August organizing community on the West Coast, one of my OGs as well. I want to dedicate this to Fulani Sunni Ali, another one of our OGs, freedom fighters who put that work in right here in this area right here. Is everybody all right? Everybody good? Okay, cool. I want to also, while we're here, I want to point out that we have a few different uh, veterans from the Black Panther Party, the Black Liberation Army, the Republic of New Africa, and I believe Revolutionary Action Movement. But we also have a few brothers here that are former political prisoners. Can you brothers put your hands in the air for give it up for our former political prisoners over there, some OGs? Right on. We have Baba Masai, Baba Sekou Odinga, Bilal Sunni Ali, and a whole lot of others. We also here today, we have my man Russell Schultz III, son of Russell Maroon Schultz. We have attorney Terry Thompson, who is the attorney for Dr. Mutulu Shakur and Kamau Sadiki. We have Kasise Sadiki, daughter of Kamau Sadiki as well. And we have a whole lot of other good folks out here today. And we'll be talking about them and talking to them in a minute. Of course, we're competing with the atmosphere, but we don't care. We cool though, right? All right, let's see if y'all still paying attention. Ready for revolution? Okay, these people over here, they paying attention. Ready for revolution? Some of y'all confused, but we're gonna get it together before it's over. We have a culture worker coming up next. So I want y'all to give it up for our sister. She's gonna spit some bars. I haven't heard it yet, but I heard she's gonna burn the whole park down when she brings them. And all the gates gonna fly open. I want y'all to give it up for our sister Salima.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Peace. I'm Salima. I'll be performing my song Affirmations off my EP, and I'll get started. Everything that glitters and glistens ain't gold, and everything you see on the internet ain't so. With every breath I'm breathing, I am a vessel. I'm not your cup of tea, but I stand on my own toes. No longer rocking S, but I still got soul. When you see me on the streets, if it ain't real, don't say hello. Immeasurable vessel, I am a perfecter. I won't ever forget it. I will never 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 forget it. Used to be astray, now I'm rightly guided. I'm writing all these rhymes, can't withhold my diamonds. More power within me when the sun is shining. Fasting all these days, have my mind aligning. With my inner soul, I done faced the giant. Now I know what Lauren meant when she found joy in Zion. 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 I found joy in silence. Find joy in silence. Hey yo, everything that glitters and glistens, it ain't gold, and everything you see on the internet ain't so. With every breath I'm breathing, I am a vessel. I'm not your cup of tea, but I stand on my own toes. No longer rocking S, but I still got soul. And when you see me on the streets, if it ain't real, don't say hello. Immeasurable vessel, I am a reflector. I won't ever forget it. I will never forget it. I will never forget it. I will never forget it. So don't you ever forget it. Feeling alone in this world, and please be inspired. People around you feel the same, they may be keeping quiet. Internet, the new crack, so please smoke it wisely. As you searching on the web, please do be mindful. Find protection, Al Hadi, and he will truly guide you. Please connect to Al Wali until your time expires. Until your time expires. Until your time expires. Allah will truly guide you. Allah will truly guide you. Please do be mindful. Got to be mindful. Everything that glitters and glistens ain't gold, and everything you see on the internet ain't so. With every breath I'm breathing, I am a vessel. I'm not your cup of tea, but I stand on my own toes. No longer rocking S, but I still got soul. And when you see me on the streets, if it ain't real, don't say hello. Immeasurable vessel, I am a connector. I will never forget it. 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 Affirmations are special. Affirmations are special. Don't you ever forget it.
I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I don't think anybody is here by accident. If you came with your family, I pray that y'all get closer, that this event bring y'all closer. And if you aren't close with your family, I hope that you hear something here that can help you get closer to your family. But in a world of internet, please don't let the internet confuse anybody out here. We all human. And like I said in my song, everything that glitters and glistens ain't gold. And if you want to set your path, you can do it. So thank y'all. I'm Salima. You can find me on Instagram at IMSALYMAH. Thank y'all for coming out.
Yes, ma'am. Give it up again for Salima. You still good? We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. We have another artist coming up, coastal workers in the building. Give it up for all the artists who came out here today to represent. We got to work on these artists slowly but surely. Some of the mainstream artists, we're gonna start snatching them up and get them in the fold, right? Right on. So I want to give it up to these next artists. First off, shout out to WKIR. We're broadcasting live on WKIR Radio. And we also broadcasting live on Black Power Media, as I mentioned earlier. So more than just us out here today. But I want to first artist, next artist coming up. I want y'all to give it up for some homegrown folks here in the ATL. I want y'all to give it up for Sire and Tech TPM. Give them a strong one, y'all.
Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. I'm Sire 8000. I'm from this neighborhood, the West End. I grew up right here. This is Tech 2 Deal. He's an artist and he's a motivational speaker. We're going to do a song called Pro in the Game for y'all. So with that being said, let's get to it.
Peace and blessings to you guys. From South Sudan, Africa, born and raised. You know what I mean? It's all about where you're from. You got to pay homage to where you're from. You know what I mean? You cannot be who you are unless, you know, the people that made you. So that's why I go everywhere. South Sudan, around my neck. It's my soil. It's my land. This is our land. You know? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to it. It's a little inspirational, you know, great vibe for this tonight, you know. The injustices are not blind. This one in the big chair. This one's for the cops who get paid to kill. This one's for the soldiers as a child. This one's for the mother who cried, Lord. This one's for the beach who put up our ground. This one's for the one who died on the ground. This one's for the world who got your back. This one's for the hustlers chasing the bag. This one's for the judge in the big chair. This one's for the cops who get paid to kill. This one's for the soldiers as a child. This one's for the mother who cried, Lord.
No, really, what's next? You find your lies, chains, and your virus. So you might as well tell me what's next. You haven't figured out yet. The blood is more than your checks. Ride trains, not jets. Give people the truth so they give me respect. Understand why you upset. Look at what you did to be you. With all the love and pain and power. You forgot about the youth. Instead of watching them dance, you should make sure that they know the pain that you do. I stay true to myself, live, not dream. With or without the money, I'm a king and my lady a queen. Now I got the firepower and the means. I'ma mark the whole scene.
This one's for the cops who get paid to kill. This one's for the soldiers as a child. This one's for the mothers who cry, Lord. This one's for the weed who put up our ground. This one's for the ones who not on the ground. This one's for the brother who got your back. This one's for the hustlers chasing the bag. This one's for the judge in the big chair. This one's for the cops who get paid to kill. This one's for the soldiers as a child. This one's for the mothers who cry, Lord. Yo, this one's for the voiceless. This one's for the choiceless. This one's for the people that ain't got no choices. America, go get it, America. It's like one thing you gotta go and get with it. They're killing deads, they're killing reds, they're killing black people like they off dead. The genocide, what it really is. You want to three sides of what it really is. A war's going on, but the reason's undercover. When you want to start it, cause a white person try to flood it. Yo, and you said it's true. You are a king and a queen, baby girl. Self-love, the currency of wealth. Love yourself. That's how you're gonna get blessed. Self-love, the currency of wealth. Yo, the currency is. If you look in the mirror, guys, and if you're happy with what you see, you're right there with God because God is within you. Because the thing is, you can't really truly love God if you don't love yourself. You are in His image, you know? So for that, I say is love yourself and love everybody else. I'm from South Sudan, Africa with one leg. Born with one leg. But I'm out here getting it. If I can do it, what is your excuse? You know what I'm saying? The reason why I got a crown is because my dad is a king. So that what that make me. Knowledge does not find you. It seeks you when you're ready. You know what I mean? Wisdom and everything. That's why God brought me here. Love you guys. And this is beautiful.
Yeah. Hey, this is Tech. We are an organization called TPM. I'm Site 8000. My label's Truth Entertainment. So with that being said, because I'm feeling the energy from the OGs to the youth, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bust a freestyle for y'all right quick. Hey DJ, you cut that right quick. All right, check it. These American dreams are full of schemes, so I got my eyes open and my hand on my beam, searching for diamonds, platinum, and gold with the team. My shorty saying I'm the realest that she ever seen or ever heard, cause my spoken word be the truth. This nitty gritty way of life got me bulletproof. Sire, we leave them all shook in their boots. They not been they boys playing with toys, making a lot of noise, so we put them all in their place. Them crooked cops cry like babies when we beat the case, but that's what happens when the truth comes to the light. So if you try to take us out, you better get it right.
Give it up for our good brother one more time. I haven't hosted no outdoor events in a while. I'm forgetting I'm a little older than I was, running up and down this damn hill. Bear with me. If I forget somebody's name, it's all good. So look, is anybody still with us? Yeah. All right, what's the call? Okay, y'all sounding like y'all ready. All right, who ready for revolution? Ready for revolution? Yes. All right, we halfway there. We have a in the back the tent. Information, knowledge is power. So you want to make sure that you check in with Shep back there. Shep over there chilling, think about some other stuff. The cat with like 38 buttons on his hat. Go to him, and he'll have all the information you need or whatever you need. Right, Shep? Right on. I almost didn't recognize Shep today because usually Shep have like 8,000 buttons. He only got like 3 today. I'm confused. But anyway, I want y'all to give it up real quick. We have another culture worker, one of my comrades who I've been knowing for quite a while. You know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to know too, the folks that we let touch the microphone today, they're not just speaking because they got mouths. You know what I mean? They're doubling their security as well. I know somebody asked me about security. We all security out here. Is that right? Huh? Okay, I want to make sure we ain't, no suckers over here. I want y'all to give it up for my man Sunya the Great real quick. Give it up for Sunday.
Peace to the God, war on the devil. I said, peace to the God, war on the devil. Nah, y'all don't hear me. Hold up. Maybe y'all hear me. Peace to the God, war on the devil. Peace to the God. One more time. Peace to the God. Yeah. Everything that all the freedoms that we have right now, or the prescribed freedoms of what it looks like to be free and liberated, somebody gave up their life for that. Somebody is still struggling their life for that. Right now. I mean, we can walk down the street, we can be here, 60 years ago, it wasn't like that around here, was it? Those who know, it wasn't like that. So, that being the case, my brother Tutmos had come to me with a mission and an assignment, and he had asked me to do a song for Kamau Sadiki, and just explaining the situation. He's actually on this song, and I had 2 songs to do. You know the call. Yeah, that's John's call. No, I'm saying that's the name of the song. You know the call. Freedom all. That's what it is. And that's what you're supposed to do when it happens. However, I'm only allowed to do 1. So because we're here to free the people who put that time in, and who's putting that time in for us right now, who need to be free, who need to be healed, I'm going to do the Kamau Sadiki, Free Sadiki song. I'm going to ask Tutmos to come up here with me because he's on the song at the end. You ain't gonna give me an assignment and think you ain't gonna put that work in. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get busy. Normally I do not like rhyming over my music for me. But this particular one, I wanted to make sure y'all heard what was being said, just in case I dropped a word or 2, you know what I mean? So bear with us. Go ahead. Come on. Y'all kind of calm. They want the war for y'all. Come on. Yeah. Come on, no. Sadiki, no. Freedom, what we yelling. Liberation, still the mission. Come on, no. Freedom, what we yelling. Liberation, still the mission. Join the band party, fight the man. 17C, hand to hand. Proper candy plan. Free, that point program. Born to free the land. On brother clan, understand that bless the man with a tuck tail and ran. Freddie was ready with the revolution stand. What? Free a shot from oppressive hands. Where? Free a shot from oppressive lands. This is for American clan. She on Cuban said, come on, no telling. Sadiki, no snitching. Freedom, what we yelling, liberation, still the mission. Come on, no telling. Sadiki, no snitching. Freedom, what we yelling, liberation, still the mission. For that queen, that life on the scene, fighting for his life, life on his team. Down a Schroeder, had another daughter, who he being balanced in his order. Had a case in Georgia, turned cold ice water, and he gave 20 years a day for his daughters who weighed 5 grand. FBI had different plans. Shadow Robber had $1 million twist out of head. Damn. Come on, no telling. Sadiki, no snitching. Freedom, what we yelling. Still a mission. Come on, no telling. Sadiki, no snitching. Freedom, what we yelling. Liberation, still the mission. Hello, here we'll go. So you know what he was case went cold, rolled out. Now, this is what he was told. Give us a side of in that baby's belly. Maybe your second life stole. Took your grandson and made you a very bold soul. Emphatic goal. Now fight for them, he gave that life up. Why he still fighting for his life and his life, sir? He never served it. He turned to be a fighter in his highest degree, and he deserved to be free. Come on, no. Sadiki, no. Freedom, what we yelling, liberation, still the mission. Come on, no telling. Sadiki, no snitching. Freedom, what we yelling, liberation, still the mission. So, Dr. Inky, how we see issues. Emcee, be hungry. Mama, please. So we fighting till we see. Come on, Sadiki standing next to me. Protection. Living like a legend, healthy with a legacy. Because a society is free. We got
Kamau Sadiki, Freddie Hilton, we gon' free him. We are revolutionary warriors for Africa. The spirit of PLA is who we be. Ancient warriors reincarnated in the new land, new Africa, red, black, and green. I am Mutulu Shakur, new African warrior, veteran of internationalist struggle. Fidel trained me as a combat engineer to go to Angola, PDE. The alphabet boys come attack, but they can't keep me. Because I study the correct ideology. Revolutionary Pan-African socialism is what gon' free we. Right. Free all PP. I say, Malik, Arun, Salud.
Outlaw RBG, salute Malik Kalam. He here with me all the time. That's my big brother. You know who Malik Kalam is. You know what I'm saying? He's always a supporter, and he always makes sure he keeps the proper people around him. That's my big brother. You know what I'm saying? And so everywhere I go, when you hear me say salute, it's Malik Kalam that you hear and say that. He ain't never gonna die. He just got louder. You know what I mean? And I'm a little wild. So if you get an opportunity, check out my brother's The Ventures. We have a mixtape coming out that's about revolution. It's about retribution. It's about putting that time and that work in on the music side without just the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of entertaining going on, but there's not a lot of freeing and liberation going on. And I do liberation lyrics all day. I'm going to do that until we all free. Outside of that, I don't know nothing else. Salute! You know the club. Yeah. Next time I'm gonna give you that song. Yeah, my brother.
Give it up for our brother Sundiata the Great. Okay. I'm looking for someone right now. Raphael in the building. Okay, representing Kamau Sadiki tonight, we have Raphael Outland. Give it up for my man Raphael Outland in the building.
All right. Power to the people. How y'all feeling today? All right. So I'm gonna get this started. First and foremost, thank you to the creation for allowing us to be here in harmony, unity. Thank you. Secondly, I want to thank all of our freedom fighters, those who are on the outside, those who are still locked down for waging that original struggle. All right. And then next, I know I hadn't heard it during this event, but we got some great news in the last couple of weeks. Our brother Sundiata Akoli has been released. All right. Okay. So I want to get it started by doing the mic check. We all can celebrate this moment of freedom. So whatever I say, I just want you all to repeat it, and it's gonna be that hip hop vibe that they just brought here. Y'all ready for it? Y'all ready to celebrate the release of Sundiata Akoli? All right. Welcome home, Sundiata. I said, welcome home, Sundiata. I said, welcome home, Sundiata. 49 years behind them walls. One more time. Welcome home, Sundiata. I said, welcome home, Sundiata. That's right. Welcome home, Sundiata. After 49 years behind them walls. All right. All power to the people. All power to the people. I'm Raphael Outland. I'm actually a native of College Park, Georgia, so it's a beautiful thing to be back in my hometown. On this tip, um, by trade, I'm a professor, but by life, I try to be a servant of the people, a youth advocate, and whatever I do, whether it's my work, whether it's how I'm connecting with people, trying to live, it's all about the people. All right, all right. So I think the first message I wanted to talk about today, and this is all reminders based on my movement. Um, we got to be reminded that there's nothing positive that comes from prisons and jails. Can we all agree on that notion? There is nothing positive, nothing but death, nothing but suffering, nothing but heartache that comes from these prisons and jails. And in recent times, we have been doing our best to collectivize our understanding of mass incarceration, to sharpen our perspectives of how it's harming our elders in particular, and to use our imagination, our will, our intention to come together and strike back. And so I just want to make it clear there's nothing but toxicity that wheels from these things called prisons and jails. Another reminder I want to mention is that prisons and jails, and I know Brother Jalil highlighted this earlier today, is an extension of the slave ship, plantation, chateau slavery that exists in this country. Can we all unite on that? These jails and prisons are free labor, extensions of jail exploitation that stems from chattel slavery. And so, as a result of our understanding of knowing that, we have to be intentional, we have to be committed, and we have to be strategic in striking back. I'm reminded of Angela Davis in Our Prison's Obsolete. She said there was once a time during chattel slavery where many people, including black people, couldn't imagine our existence without those plantations. Some of y'all who read the book, y'all remember that? Yeah, there was a time on this turf where they couldn't imagine this space without a plantation called Chateau Slavery. But as we know, many of our freedom fighters, Nathaniel Turner and others, Harriet Tubman, decided that they had a different plan. They had a different plan. And one thing I want to give a major highlight to my brother Jaleel Munta King out here in Rochester, Freedom Mall, on the other side of the wall. He reminded me of an important lesson, and I hope we can all continue to think about this, is that this struggle that we're currently a part of is a protracted one. A protracted struggle from the sense of the first time those European colonizers, slavers showed up to those tribes in Africa. There was some of us who was willing to stand up and strike back. There was some who refused to be captured. And as we know now, that struggle has continued all the way until this time. And so as we look around each other, as we look in the back at our veterans, we should be reminded that we are all locked in a part of this protracted struggle. And until we all get freedom, until we all get justice, then there shouldn't be any peace. There shouldn't be any peace until we all get freedom and justice. Another thing I got to come up here and remind y'all, because as we know, we got to make sure we check out Bastards of the Party. We know that many of our freedom fighters, our black warriors, stem from the street tribe. We know they stem from gangs at that period in time who was trying to find something and was given a certain politic to do something for their community against their community. And so the question I have for our movement, and these are only hypothetical questions for us to continue to consider, is how are we bringing in our current gangs? How are we locking into what they doing, trying to love and support them first, and then trying to help them create a new politic so one day they can become the security apparatus for our urban struggle? Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? How do we begin to tap into the gang organizations to begin to support and love them so then we can transform their politics from a criminal to a revolutionary state of mind, allowing them to embrace their warrior spirits as a security apparatus for the struggle. And if we think about what happened with our veterans, if we know the love and the commitment, the knowledge that they used to wage struggle, then we got to have hope, right? We got to have hope in our street tribes
that may not even understand what it means in practice to identify the enemy. Right now, their enemies are the brothers, sisters, folks who are right next door on the other street. And so if we say we are the vanguard, and I'm thinking about my brother Tupac and his spirit when he was 19 and 20. If we say we are the vanguard, and if we see any of them willing to bear arms, willing to be in a state of war every day, then what can we begin to do to connect them to this struggle that is a protracted one? So it's something I want to pose to everybody. A final thing I want to leave you all with is the importance of communication and community in these spaces that we're doing, y'all. Throughout this event, throughout the movement, we've talked a lot about how these contradictions tend to pop up and how we're organizing and who we're organizing with. And I hope one thing we can think about is if we experience some of those contradictions, whether they're in ourselves, whether in our others, whether they're in the collective spaces where we abide, how are we going about dealing with them? Are we dealing with the symptoms, the contradictions for their own right, and try to hold on to the warrior, the people who we know are committed to the struggle? Or are we throwing away the person with the contradiction? And it's a serious thing that I'm asking you all because, as we know, divide and conquer stands their primary tactics of degradation. And so, as long as they can keep us divided, keep us arguing and warring over liberalism, then it's always clear that they're going to be winning. So I'm hoping as we walk away today in the spirit of love and the spirit of unity, that we continue to weigh in on how we're challenging ourselves, challenging each other to deal with some of these contradictions. All right, free them all. Free them all. All right, all power to the people.
Give it up again for our brother. Yes, 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 yes. Check this out. Is everybody still good? I think we need some feminine energy. What y'all think? Y'all like sisters? Brothers? Okay, let's check it. Good, I hope so. I want y'all, the sister right here, she wasn't scheduled to speak, but she said, look, I feel like talking today. So I want y'all to give a strong round of support, round of applause. Start drumming it up. Let's get a strong round of applause. Let's get a strong round of applause for the daughter of Kamau Sadiki. I want y'all to give it up for Sister Sadiki.
What's the call? I said, what's the call? I feel so good being out here. You know, the spirit moved me. The spirit always moves me. And I just want to say, like, I couldn't see my father today because the system is always fucking with us. He supposedly had surgery, but I don't know what really went down, what's going on. Whenever I'm scheduled to see my father, there's always something going on. But regardless of that system trying to hold me down, or trying to break down our spirits, I'm here today with y'all, with the community. You know, it's something, Raphael, when you said about Panthers being in the community, starting out connecting with gangs. When my father was younger, he said, you know, because he said I was a knucklehead back then. And when he joined the party at 17, he was introduced to the party by comrades like John Thomas and Mutulu Shakur. Those were his heroes. And he became a bad motherfucker, I must say. You know? And the spirit and the warrior and my father, it's the same spirit that I have inside of me. Now, I'm one of those people that is behind the scenes and I get a little nervous and stuff, but you know, when my father got rearrested, I didn't know
that he had so many people on his, like, just so many people that supported him. My father got snatched from us. My father did work for the phone company. My father did take care of his family. He took care of his community. He was there for Mutulu Shakur is my sister. He was there for us. And I remember the last conversation I had in New York with my father. He actually apologized to me. And that's the kind of man he is. He said, baby girl, I'm sorry what's going down right now. But I may not see you. But I need you to be strong. And here I am today. I don't know where this, I can't say I don't know where the strength comes from. I do know it comes from Allah. It comes from the blood that I have. It's that same blood, that Harriet Tubman blood. Don't give up. Keep pushing. And even when we feel that we have no more strength, the Spirit calls on us and says we got to keep pushing. I want to say too that I have to also commend and I have to talk about the sisters, the women of the Black Panther Party, just the women too, because the women have been there for our brothers. The women have also dedicated their lives to their families, have become the mothers of our communities, have gone in the prison system. My mother is one of them. The Safia Bukharis, the Fanny Shakurs, my mother Pamela Hannah sacrificed so much for the brothers, for everybody. And I have so much that's going on in my life right now that I'm so happy that I was able to come out here today. I have both my parents, these warriors, who are both have health issues. My mother right now is in the hospital. My father just had surgery. But I stand here and I stand strong. I stand here to to keep the legacy, to pass it. I always say this from my generation and passing it to my children. I stand here to say, keep keep on with our brothers and sisters who are behind those walls, because it's so hard for them. I don't even get a chance to communicate with my father all the time. I don't get a chance to talk to him on the phone. I have to wait for a JPay. You know, I don't know. I'm just so grateful. I'm so happy to be here with everybody. For real, for real, for real. You know, I'm so proud to be the daughter of Kamau Sadiki. And again, that's my daughter right there in that picture. That's my daughter. Yuri, Yuri Coach Yama. You know, so thank y'all.
Give it up for Consistent. Consistent just started speaking to me like 2 minutes ago. But anyway, yes, it's getting dark, but that don't mean anything because we're gonna get busy. We're gonna do what we need to do. At this particular moment, we have the speaker for Dr. Mutulu Shakur. He's gonna have to jet out in a minute, so I'm gonna have him. We're rearranging the schedule. If you are on the schedule and I don't know you, and I move back up that way, then you can approach me. Approach me slowly and cautiously though, because I get nervous. But anyway, I want y'all to give it up. Y'all see what the point did, the longest libation in the history of man. I want y'all to give it up for our brother, Dr. Kokai, one more time.
You ain't seen no long libation till you get one of them icon priests up in here. They do about a 20-minute jump, you know, bring everybody down. But free the land. Free the land. Free the land. What's the call? What's the call? Come on now, what's the call? Dr. Mutulu Shakur, we call the father of acupuncture in the black community. Yay? Can we give him a hand? Can we give him a hand? I'm just saying, I've been doing acupuncture since 1978. Learned from him. So every time I stick a needle with him. Every time individuals who do acupuncture who are black in the black community, because he initiated in the 1970s, it's because of him. So this is the father of acupuncture in the black community. In 1972, I met him in Gary, Indiana. He had taken over the stage to promote acupuncture against methadone. To promote acupuncture against methadone. I said, man, I like this dude right here. They had took over the stage. We organized a group called BAD, Blacks Against Drug Abuse, in 1972. All of the black progressive drug programs to deal with the drug problem in the community and to use acupuncture as opposed to methadone. Those who don't know about methadone, it's a drug that they use to get you off of drugs, you know, and you get addicted to that. So Dr. Shakur was very, very clear about that. But let's talk a little bit about the man. He's been in jail, did 30 years, and is done over that. 6, 7 years over that. He has been fighting with cancer, COVID, for years and years and years. Had an ulcer in his leg initially. Went down to the bone. Healed that. Then we got bone cancer all of a sudden. So Marilyn Buck comes out of jail. She dies of cancer. Geronimo Pratt. So what are they doing to our warriors in the jail? So Dr. Mutulu Shakur, straight warrior, made a decision at age 16, 15, 14, whenever, that he was going to be a revolutionary and be a soldier. He decided that he was going to be involved in the movement to liberate black people. He got led into acupuncture because his children were in an automobile accident and they were paralyzed. So he went to Chinatown with another revolutionary sister, Asian revolutionary sister, turned him on to acupuncture. 1969-70. Next thing you know, he go back to Lincoln Hospital and he said, hey man, we got to put acupuncture in this thing. That's how the acupuncture got in the black community. So you see community acupuncture today, where people can go and get acupuncture for $40. That's Mutulu Shakur. You see acupuncture in drug treatment programs, in the court programs. I know I ran them and I did it. That's because of Mutulu Shakur. You got people going into the penitentiaries with acupuncture. That's Mutulu Shakur who did that. Over the last 30 years, people have been coming to my house and he's sending me and say, hey, go see Doc. And I get the stories. This man struggling with his life on a daily basis, still healing people in the penitentiary. I said, what do you mean? He did acupuncture on you. Man, he used toothpicks. What? Next thing somebody comes, I said, what do you mean that? Oh, he used a bobby pin. He used a safety pin. He used a straight needle. I said, this boy is a genius. But the one that got me was the guitar string. He used guitar strings as acupuncture needles in the jail to heal people. So the revolution never stopped. We cleared that it never stopped for him. He in jail fighting. He in jail liberating the minds and the spirits of all of them black men in there, turning them around. And when they came out, they started working in the community with me and other organizations. Mutulu Shakur must be free. Must be free. They transferred him from KY, Kentucky, now he's in the hospital. And they talk about a hospice care process. So we're looking at another form of treatment for him still. He done gone through all kinds of treatment, radiation, chemotherapy, dealing with the COVID. They wanted to amputate that leg. He a bad man. You heard Sister C just got finished talking, Sadiki's daughter. They some bad cats, man. They straight soldiers. He was able to save his leg. But how did he wind up with bone cancer? Suspect, right? No, we know what they do. That's what they do. So it's imperative upon each and every one of you all to take a look at the health conditions in our community. That's what this revolutionary was committed to. What do you mean, Dr. Patterson? Well, we got a drug program, a drug problem in our community. How many people here are working on that? We have a problem with domestic abuse. Brothers beating up on sisters. How many of these brothers in here stepping to these cats and dealing with this business? We got problems with pedophilia in our community. We got all kinds of stuff going on. But what are we doing on a soldier level? Say it again. Say it again. Maybe they didn't get what I said. What are you doing on a soldier level to address these issues? You got to have heart. So if you're going to be a revolutionary, if you're going to come to this program and you're going to support these brothers and sisters, after the program is over, what you going to do? After the program over, what are you going to do? You need to line up, join some organizations. We have an organization called the Acupuncture Detox Specialists. And I'm going to wrap it up right in here. We have an organization called the Acupuncture Detox Specialists Collective. We're in D.C. We're in Atlanta. We have a crew here in Atlanta. You know, Brother Lakeem heads that crew up with Quay Crew. You know, these are individuals who we train with that acupuncture process, that acupuncture protocol. So we're building our own army. The collective is in D.C., Maryland, Virginia, Philadelphia, Boston, Atlanta, Ghana, Belize. We're all over the place. But this is a revolutionary collective. So before we train anybody with acupuncture, this is what I learned from Dr. Shakur. Before you train anybody in acupuncture, you got to make sure they mind right before you put them in the battlefield. Because all us all messed all up. But don't nobody want to address the issues. So one of the things that Doc talked about was, as you're doing the treatment, as you're doing other things, you got to deal with the traumas that we've all gone through. And if you don't acknowledge that, then you can't take no leadership position. You got to be able to acknowledge that kind of stuff, man. You got to be open. You got to be honest. So we done shut down. There's too many secrets in our community. Don't nobody want to deal with the real deal no more. Everybody's scared. You the only one clapping. So it seems like everybody was clapping on that one. It's okay to clap if you're still scared, but clap. You know? No, I'm just saying for those who didn't. For those who didn't. You know? But it's important for you all to recognize this is no game. We're at war. Let me say that again. We're at war. And we're at war, that means we fight. We make a commitment to give our lives up. Okay? So Dr. Mutulu Shakur must be free. We have specific things that we work with prisoners who are coming home to deal with their health. We got to turn those things around. You know, please come and see me afterwards. I'm be up here at the back to talk about that. We're working on putting a program together where we can have a program and a process ready for everybody who comes out to help them with their health. Dr. Shakur has a doctor lined up. He has a job lined up. He has housing lined up. All the things that he needs to be released are done. We have a whole medical team, doctors from all around the country who are going to be working on him. So there's no reason for them to keep him in. Never was. Never was. Okay? So, free the land.
Give it up for Dr. Kokai. That's a brother that knows 7 minutes when you say 7 minutes. Anyway, appreciate that. Report on Dr. Mutulu Shakur. This next sister I'm bringing up, I've been knowing her for about 20 years. She's one of the founding members of the organization FTP movement. She's been working on behalf of our people consistently. And I want y'all to give it up for our sister Ajoke, please.
Permission for my elders to speak. Peace, family. I have two people to credit the foundation of who I've become and acceptance of my responsibility for our community, and that's my father, Imam Jamil, and that's Dr. Mutulu Shakur. Dr. Mutulu Shakur was the first political prisoner that I wrote 25 years ago when I was 19, who encouraged me to start teaching political education classes and who would write the notes and send them. I had the pleasure and the honor of being able to visit him in person when he was in prison in Florida. And never in my life I've been in and out of prisons because of the work that my father did. All my life. I've never seen such freedom behind the wall. He had a team of photographers. He had a team of brothers that would escort us women to the bathrooms. There were go-go bands. He and I danced on the yard and kicked up dust. And the beautiful thing about these elder warriors who have given everything for us is they still got so much to give, so much to give. And so this is an honor of penance. My daughter asked me why your face lines the perimeters of my walls, and I told her that because too many choose to forget, I had to over remember to compensate. I explained that your fate was directly in line with mine, and since I wasn't yet ready to die, that I had to save you. I had to secure your rescue. I told her that the ancestors demand that I don't misuse this tool. Said I've been given a gift, so use it to uplift and liberate. They demand that I spit spells encoded in poems until they open the gates and all our warriors are set free to come home. See, the longer you're away, the harder it is for me to breathe. So I get down on bended knee, light a candle, offer water, cast cowries, and say a prayer. Then spirit appears. I see your face, and then my father's, now my brother's. I am standing, full moon belly, now I'm bleeding, blood is everywhere, forced abortion, fetus snatched, walls turn gray. Then metal bars in walk guard smiling, then message appears. Welcome, we're glad that you're here. Things get real clear and finally start to make sense. They reinstituted slavery, these prisons the slave ships. We the hoes, they the pimps. And we turn tricks to get that next fix of middle class suburban denial. All the while they stockpile our warriors, transport them across state lines and borders, force them to work to build new world orders while making products for companies like Mickey D's. And we believe our greatest decision to be Big Mac with or without the cheese while they incarcerate our babies in state prisons at the age of 14. And they pull strings attached to rappers who demean our women through music they use to transfuse Willie Lynch agenda. Send her to the club, drop the beat and she'll drop it like it's hot. Be too distracted to notice they've got her son face down on concrete with gun to head, his fate in their hands. A poet asked me why your names are always on the tip of my tongue when I speak, and I tell him because I'm losing sleep. My dreams are tormenting me, and I'm waking up sore constantly from training, swinging machetes against metal chains, refusing to let us be re-enslaved. I have engraved your names on the tip of my tongue so that every time I open my mouth, I sing freedom songs so sweet that they lull the masses awake from sleep and crush their rose-colored glasses. And then I ask him, isn't it fantastic that we speak the magic language of liberation at open mics all across this nation, when too few are still willing to do it? When too few are still willing to pursue slave captives and kill them bastards, never again to call them master. My lover asked me why I never come to bed early, but instead click keys on computer keyboard posting MySpace bulletins. And I smiled and then explained that this is not a game. And I will forever take a vow of celibacy before I place my people second to sex. I told him I was married to the struggle. And since I was a faithful wife, I used my nights to birth beautiful black babies posed as bold letter bulletins. Attention. Pigs gone wild in Atlanta. Poets for political prisoners at Morehouse College. Call to action. Community demands justice for Ron Petaway, and I make it clear if he can't find a way to stay focused on burning down plantations, there's no hope for us. I told him I could never trust the love of a man who couldn't stand on his own 2 feet and make the decision not to abort the mission. So if he wanted hugs and kisses, he better get up and get it on because revolution, now that's what sexy me. That's what excites me. What makes me want to get freaky so it's me and my sin on his mind while he's standing on front line to help remind him of what he's fighting for. So now if you get this letter and you wonder why I write, it's because you incited a riot in the soul of a 20-year-old
Black girl teaching political education in a public library. It is you who inspired me to become a revolutionary. And while many would think your greatest contribution was being Tupac's father, I consider it the greatest honor to be able to call myself one of your daughters. And if I can't secure your freedom in this lifetime, then I would gladly become your mother. Make love to your legacy and give birth to the next generation of Mutulu Shakurs. This I swear and place on the shrine of my ancestors. We will not rest until the belly of this beast is sliced open and we're removed. We will win. We cannot lose because I love you. Free them all.
Yes, give it up for the joke one more time. Everybody out. Shout out to Black Power Media. We still going live. Appreciate y'all out there. Shout out to WKIR. Shout out to all our PPs and organizers who came from all over the country. Give yourself a round of applause. We got a few more folks coming up real quick, and we got things to do, right? Things dealing with action. Give it up for the funky drummer. Give it up for the drummer, y'all. Coming to the stage next, straight out of Philly. Over there making threats like Philadelphians do. Representing, she's going to be speaking on behalf of one of our OGs, one of our most popular, or shall we say infamous, because popular ain't really what it is when you're dealing with the state, but he's popular with us. She'll be representing Mumia Abu Jamal. I want y'all to get up for Yane Indigo.
What the fuck them motherfuckers do in your city? They be putting in work, then they lit. Like in Philly, they be on that fuck 12, then they lit. Like in Philly, all they ready to tear it down, then they lit. Like in Philly. I figured I had permission because my sister, you know, she blessed the mic with a couple language. So in Philly, you know, we talk a lot about tearing this shit down and burning this shit up. And the reality, though, is that it's not a lot of shit on fire. So I'm feeling like, why do we have that energy, but the things are not on fire? And part of that is because of fear. But not simply the fear that's associated with, like, the consequences of the state, but I think there's also the fear of, like, what's next if we tear this down. The problem really is that we haven't built anything else. We can't simply run around trying to tear that. We don't have all the power to just tear it down. And if we do, and there's nothing that's been built, then there's a vacuum that gets filled by what? Same system, right? No enslavement, but mass incarceration is enslavement, right? We just replace everything with a new version, put a new mask on the same system, and you know further along. So one of the things that we've been thinking about, because, you know, there's all these conversations around violence and what is violent and what is not violent and don't be violent and all of this stuff. And then, of course, there's the violence in our community and all of that stuff. It comes ultimately from a place of fear. Even this violent ass system is so violent because it's afraid if it's not violently tapping us down, then we're going to be free, and it can't function with our freedom. It's not even a matter of like we might hurt them and kill them. It can't function if we're free. It can only function through our enslavement. So it has to, it's afraid of our freedom, and so it has to respond with violence. So violence is an act that comes out of fear. We are not a fearful people. We are a loving people in a loving community, and we have so much power as a result of our love. We are the birth of all of humanity. I mean, what happens but love to create all of what we are? So the Mumia Abu Jamal campaign is stepping forward and encouraging us to remember the power that we have to step forward with love and challenge fear. So we can build together build power together, build community together. We haven't been building power with each other because we're also acting afraid of each other. We have to overcome all of that. The legacy of our freedom fighters was not that they didn't have to go into communities, including our communities, and deal with violence, because we have violence in our communities. They just weren't afraid of our people. So they were willing to step forward and take whatever risk, not only the risk of facing the system and this violent ass system, but even risk that came with coming into community, going up with community members who were not politicized and might actually turn in violence towards them. They did not care because they know how important it was that we take control of our communities. We have to build power. We do not have the power we need. That's why we are in these positions where we're begging these people to let our people go. They're not going to just give us our people. We have to build power, and we have to get our people. We have to get them. And whatever it takes, it's our job to make sure that we get our people. And we have to have the love in our heart and the power in our heart to face whatever it is that it takes to make sure that we actually represent what we say when we say free them all. We have to free our people. It is on us to do it. No one else is going to do it for us. So we can't just sit around and speak platitudes about our freedom fighters who are being held captives and then be cool with our language and our conversation and our negotiations with a state that does not give a fuck about us and wants to see us die. We have to recognize that either we have the strength and the power to do what's necessary, or we need to shut the fuck up. There is no in between. Either we getting them or we're not. Either they coming home because we bring them home, or they're not. It's up to us. There's nothing they're going to do for us. The best that they're willing to do for the most part is let them come home to die. That is not good enough. It's not good enough. Freedom fighters, revolutionaries will do whatever it takes at whatever the cost is, because they already know that it doesn't mean shit. Your life doesn't mean shit if you are enslaved, if you are not free. And none of us are free unless all of us are free. So if we're not out here fighting to make sure that everybody comes home, we're full of shit. If it doesn't, and if we're not willing to do whatever it takes, we are full of shit. And I'm calling it. We have to bring them home, and we have to tap into our power, and we have to recognize that our power does come from a place of love. We can't try to reflect back what they give us. Yes, they bring us hate. Yes, they bring us violence. We cannot give them back that. That actually diminishes us. We are much more powerful than that. We are the beings. We are the beings of magic on this planet. We walk around. We are the ones that created this life. We have to tap back into our power, our magic, our spiritual power, our love power, our fierce power, and we have to bring our people home. I want to just mention, as it relates to Mumia, Mumia has been in prison for 40 years. Railroaded, as is the case with many of our political prisoners. I don't care about whether or not the political prisoner did the thing or not. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. Give us our people. But many of them didn't even do the thing. Mumia is amongst those who didn't even do what it was that he'd been spending 40 years in prison for. July 3rd is 40th anniversary of his conviction to death row. It's because they convicted him to death row and they were about to kill him. That's one of the reasons why he became so infamous, because the movement did not let him kill him in there. But he's still rotting in prison. So we are organizing 40 cities and to recognize the 40 years of injustice. And we are asking that the 40 cities organize an action in solidarity with us. Who are we doing an action in Philadelphia around Mumia, and not only Mumia? Because of course, like I just said, None of us are free unless all of us are free. That's why we say free them all. So we want actions organized in all of the cities to recognize this July 3rd date and to recognize 40 years of injustice for Mumia and the connection to all of the other PP campaigns. And there will be an event organized here in Atlanta, so please keep your eyes out about that, July 3rd. And if you know organizers in other cities, please let them know. They can go to our website to be contacted in order to be able to organize an action or an event. So the website is lovenotfear.com. It's fear is spelled Philly style. So it's fear with a PH. So that's lovenotphear.com. If you go to that website and you go to 40 cities, there's a form there. You can fill that form out. Then you'll be able to get information about how to be in solidarity with us about this 40 cities campaign. We need everyone to get your heart up so we can do whatever it is that we need to do in order to bring our folks home, in order to disempower this system. We have to build our power so that we can, the demands we make, anytime they give us what they want, what we asking for, they only doing that because it satisfies something for them. We can't be beholden to or subject to that reality. So we have to build our strength and our power. So when we say something, mugs are scared and they give us what the fuck we want. Right now we want our people. So we need to do the work to get our people home. We have to challenge fear. Love, not fear. Free them all. What's the call? What's the call? What's the call?
Hold on. This is the first time I'm meeting y'all there in person. And I don't know, man. She's more motherfucking riot starter today than I am. She done got me started. It's my first person with her tonight. I want y'all to give it up for her because of the fact that that is from the soul, and that's what we're supposed to be talking about, right? Give it up for our sister one more time. I'm glad that you said the things you said because unfortunately, I'm gonna keep it 100. I've been getting so many people talking about we can't be radical. We gotta just get the message across. Fuck that. Our people have been languishing for years, for decades, right? You got folks like Baranza Bowers, who maxed out about 16, 17 years ago. Maxed out. And he's still in prison. He was on his way out the door. And they shut him down and they held him. And guess what we did? Nothing. Nothing. Shout out to all our OGs that put in that soldier work. Shout out to the BLA. I'm not going to say we need a new BLA. We need the old BLA. But we need a new energy, right? We got all these folks running around talking about I'm the new this, I'm the new that. Ain't new shit. Get it together, check your egos, and let's get this shit going, right? Clap your hands if you're African up in here. We got a few more artists, a few more culture workers, then we shut it down because it's getting dark out here and I can hardly see y'all. Anyway, coming to the stage next, we have my man Mamelo from WKIR. He's gonna be spitting a little bit. I want y'all to give it up for my man Mystic Maestro real quick. And shout out to Black Power Media. We see the joints and everything. Make sure y'all share this. Make sure y'all continue to show your love. Appreciate y'all rocking with us tonight. We see y'all. Give it up for Mystic Maestro real quick, y'all.
Peace, family, peace. How y'all feel? Good. This let's do this real quick and get out of here. This is a piece that came to me in a dream. One of my elders sat with me and just told me this story. So I hope y'all feel the journey. It's called Slave. Simply loving Africans, very enthusiastic. If I can get some African drum to accompany me. As I was born to legends of kings, pharaohs, queens, and mothers, presented as a gift to the universe from which I came, I died slowly when they doused my flame. Strange how my aim changed as I was herded to this plane, feeling the pain from the crack of the whip, The swell inside my nose as the gunpowder blows. Screams explode inside my mind, and roads wind down turbulent paths, and laughs that crash like angry beasts from boisterous waters. I wonder, can I be saved? Washed away by a wave, told how to talk and behave. Can I survive this unscathed? Once free, but now a slave. Many days have I laid in putrid, petrified excrement. Where am I going and where have I went? Unaware of his wicked intent, I did nothing to receive this punishment. Now my eyes long for the nights under the starlit skies that prophesy by movements of the moon. Elders lament the middle passage and many lost in the monsoon. Dawn to the noon as the rain hits my face. Or is it captives urine from above, the stench of defecation and waste? Unsafe is my place, encased in caged caves, almost escaped. What a close shave. Rubbing my eyes to keep from dreaming, fiendishly screaming, am I a slave? Hated by this warmonger. The journey of the days just get longer. I wonder, my body get weak, my mind gets stronger. Cannot fulfill this hunger. But what's worse is my desire to quench my thirst, scratching and clawing in my need to feed first. I saw women and children thrown overboard into salt waters immersed. Whispers and moans conveyed in tones by elders of other clans, plans to overtake, to overthrow from the power of my black hand. Black sands require the blood of them who don't overstand. Simply loving Africans very enthusiastically as we docked on yet another Caribbean island. I'm told I'm a sin for reasons I didn't begin, and then punished, beaten, and raped by reason of my dark skin. Nowadays, the world's apart. Souls lost in a massive rave. In cesspools they bathe, feeling that they've got it made, yet still a slave. Whilst I carry these chains, shackles, and ancestral remains, at the sight of what still stains, thinking, how much of this will I retain? As the blood courses through my veins, I vow to reclaim the dignity so future generations be not ashamed, defamed, deprived, and of course enslaved. A forced condition that leaves us depraved, lusting for that which they still crave, leads us from the cradle of civilization straight into the grave. Still a slave to the rhythm, a slave to the beat, a slave to do whatever to make slaves dance about their seat, a slave to your occupation, a slave to every damn thing else but not your nation, a slave to the technological advancement and radio activation, a slave to listen to the same old ish on the radio station, a slave to the paper chasing, a slave to the fraternal order of police or mason, a slave to the fast poisonous food you be tasting, a slave to the political power against the Haitian, a slave to the block of time you keep wasting, a slave to the worries of life and got you pacing, a slave to your religion, a slave afraid to make your own damn decision, a slave to materialism, a slave to skepticism, a slave is a product of capitalism, a slave to the usual disorder and distress. Most of us know we slaves, so we stay depressed. A slave to the structure, the opinion of society. The slave in question questions his own sobriety in his entirety. A slave has no choice, no variety. A slave can be a worker. A slave can be your boss. A slave knows no victory and knows no loss. A slave is unaware of African Holocaust. Chained to the bow of Nautica, Polo, Mayflower, the good ship Jesus, as the seas tossed. My thoughts and your thoughts continuously thwarted and eventually brain washed. A slave. A slave. A slave. A slave. A slave. What y'all don't know is the words to Amazing Grace was written by the captain of the good ship Jesus while he was listening to the moans and the groans and sufferings of the Africans in the bottom of the ship. Peace.
Give it up again for our brother, Mr. Maestro. I think we got two more performances, then we wrapping it up. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all see me saying how y'all doing, y'all good? I'm trying to buy some time, and I forgot what the hell I was gonna say. I'm just letting y'all know that because y'all family, all right? But anyway, we have someone else coming up to the stage. Shout out to Imam Nadim in the building, Imam of the West End Community Masjid. You see, and soon as I was about to add a couple of other efforts, so on my Laurel Hill thing, I looked up and saw him, and I was like, Assalamu alaikum. So anyway, coming to the stage next, I'm talking about, give it up for my great assistant, Nina, here today, who said she didn't want to be introduced. And she was just drafted as my assistant, and she didn't even know she was my assistant. Don't even worry about it. But anyway, we got Yeru. Coming to the stage next, his brother right here. His father is one of the esteemed organizers of this particular event right here. His father has been putting in a whole lot of work with the Imam Jamil Committee, and he's coming to represent today. I want y'all to give it up for our brother, who is the son of Lakeem. Give it up for our brother Yeru real quick.
Peace, love, and light, beautiful people. I appreciate your energy and everybody that's still here. If you feel up for it, I want everybody who's sitting down to stand up and get a little bit closer with me. Nobody's a slave here, I know that. Can you say 22 years is enough? 22 years is enough. 22 years is enough. Enough. 40 years is enough. If you can say I love myself, say I love myself. All right, let's do that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you say free Imam Jamil? Free Imam Jamil. Free Imam Jamil. That's why we here, right? Okay.
If you went blind behind a prison cell, I know someone who dare free Imam Jamil. The literal causes burn political crosses. The physical hearts make my mind so nauseous. I've been here. And I am here to stay. I cannot go astray. I cannot stay away. I know somebody wants your body as chattel. I know we gotta fight. Keep your heart in the battle if you really down the ride. If your team down the ride, tell them once and they won't tattle. To stay, yeah. To stay, yeah. Not go astray. I won't go away. I won't go away. 'Cause these feelings don't affect me.
One more time, y'all.
I know someone who did free Imam Jamil. The literal causes burn political crosses. The physical hearts make my mind so nauseous. I've been here. And I am here to stay. I cannot go astray. I cannot stay away. Away, 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 away. To stay, I am here to stay. I cannot go astray. I won't go away. I won't go away. 'Cause these feelings don't fade wherever you are. I hope you feel like a star. No one is far away.
We all are closer than ever now. Everybody put your hands up. Everybody take your mask off. Everybody just walk out of yourself. 'Cause I can't tell why. I tell the God right now, said I can't tell why. 'Cause I don't belong here.
I appreciate all the speakers, everyone that came and blessed the stage.
I absolutely trust freedom for all.
Every time the sun comes up, I absolutely trust freedom for each and every one of us. I appreciate your time. Get home safely. I love myself.
Look like give my mic, man. I'm trying to leave the mic. Give it up for Yero one more time. Now, that time that you all been waiting for, we're gonna be shut down in a second. We're gonna close out. Does everybody enjoy themselves today? No? Nobody enjoyed themselves? So we wasted our time? Make some noise if you enjoyed yourself. Okay. Listen. Touch you, all right? Y'all know what touch was. But anyway, we want to thank you all for coming far and near. And how many of y'all are part of an organization? Put your hands in the air if you're a part of an organization. How many of y'all are interested in joining an organization? Put your hands in the air if you're interested in joining an organization. We have several organizations out here. We have 3 different political prisoner committees over here. We have the FTP movement, in which I represent. And who else do we have out here? Public New Africa. We have a whole lot of folks, CMBs out here today. So if you're interested in joining an organization, which you all should be interested in joining an organization, because of the fact that you get picked off when you roll in dolo, right? You notice these pigs, they gun us down in the streets when we by ourselves, is that right? You need organization. Without organization, you don't have anything. But along with the organization, you need political education. I know that some of us like to be entertained all the time. We got to go beyond entertainment. It's not a game. It's not a test. It's real life. Again, we have comrades over there who served 43 plus years. We have OGs who have been locked up for over 50 years. Over 50 years, before many of us were born. So we have to really be ready to get down with this fight, because it is protracted. It's not a simple solution. It's not just a bunch of hand claps and all of that. It's about that work. Coming to the stage to turn this thing out real quick. He's the first one to open up, and he's going to close out officially. I want y'all to give it up for our comrade, our brother, Mike Chambers, one more time. We want to thank you all. Thank the good folks at Black Power Media. Give them a round of applause. Thank WKIR. Thank you to you all. You go, my man.
All right. I want to give thanks once again. What's the call? Yeah. It's called Blackish. Black woman. All right. About to black out. All black everything.
Black woman, black hips, black kiss, black lips, afro with a black dick. I love when you talk that black kiss, black man, black fist, cat raised, black listen, black still won't talk that black man, black plan, black people, black land, cash and change on the black hands, black businesses, black rand, black banks, black dollars, black schools, black scholars, black doctors, black lawyers, black inventors, black farmers, black salons, black parlors, black designers, black garments, black stage, black performance, black panel, black audience, black bubble, black father, black son, black daughter, black love, black arm. If you black today, you're gonna be black tomorrow. Black woman, black hips, black kiss, black lips, afro with a black dick. I love when you talk that black shit. Black man, black fist, black gap, black grip, backlash on the black list. Still won't talk that black. Listen, black God, black Jesus, black face, black features, black race, black people, black space, black ether, black leather, black berets, black shotguns, black AKs, black solutions, black black God, black Jesus, black face, black features, black race, black people, black space, black ether, black leather, black berets, black shotguns, black AKs, black solutions, black answer, black power, black panther, black man, black kids, black lips, afro with a black dick. I love when you talk that blackish. Black man, black fist, black gat with a black grip. Backlash on the blacklist, still gonna talk that blacklist. Black man, black plan, black people, black land. Cash and chains on the black hands. Black businesses, black brands, black things, black dollars, black schools, black scholars, black doctors, black lawyers, black inventors, black farmers, black salons, black parlors, black designers, black garments, black stage, black performance, black panel, black audience, black mothers, black fathers, black sons, black daughters, black love, black honor. If you black today, you're gonna be black tomorrow. Black woman, black hips, black kiss, black lips, afro with a black pig. I love when you talk that blackness. Black man, black fist, black gat with a black grip. Backlash on the black list, but you still gonna talk that blackness.
All right. Yes, thank you. What's the call? Three more. Good thanks, sister from Philly. You set that fire. Keep it burning. Yo, know that the black woman, without the black woman, there is no revolution. Without the black woman, there's no civilization. Know that. Malcolm X said when you holding the black woman, you holding the future. Recognize that power and respect that. Zalu. Brother Kalonji. Black Power movement. Give thanks, free the people, FTP.
We appreciate y'all. They got to get the equipment back before it turns into a pumpkin. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Stay ready for revolution. We out.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't know who this shit is. I don't know either. You still live, though.